his name.
George Floyd.
Say 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 his name.
George Floyd.
Justice for. Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
What's her name?
Breonna
Say
Taylor.
her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say 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 his name. Say his name. No justice.
It appears that the protesters are on the way to the 97th.
No peace. No justice. No justice. No justice.
No peace.
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 No racist.
Police.
No racist.
Police.
No racist.
Police.
Shut it down. Whose streets?
Our streets.
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 No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks.
Justice for George Floyd. Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Whose streets? 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 Justice for.
You guys want to go on the side, that's fine. Stay off the thruway. Street's fine. Street's fine. Stay off the thruway. Hey, look at that.
As you can see, Yonkers PD is asking the protesters to go to the street, to the Yonkers street. They say if you want to protest, that's fine, but on Yonkers streets, get off the parkway, the thruway. Prince, what do you have to say, please? Make a statement.
They're gonna make it for me. You can't be in here.
You can't be in. You're in the roadway.
Prince, what do you have to say?
Gentlemen.
Please wait. Everybody move back off the roadway, please.
Prince,
Everybody move
make
back
your
to the roadway.
statement. Make your statement, Prince. Prince, make your statement.
Move on the sidewalk. You're blocking traffic. You get hit by a car.
Police, you guys
back.
are blocking traffic. There is no traffic because you are blocking the traffic. They are saying that we are blocking the traffic, even though police cars are blocking the traffic.
We just want to make sure everyone's safe. We just want to make sure everyone's safe. We just want to make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah, but I don't think the residents are going to make him say, can you just be released so we can help go
We
through
just want to make sure everyone's safe.
Absolutely.
We just want to make sure everyone is safe.
Where are you guys taking him?
Just want to make sure everyone.
You see, police officers, they keep repeating the same thing, want to keep sure that everybody's safe, but the reality, that's what they have to do. They have to do whatever they have to do, and the people have to do whatever the people have to do. Prince was just taken in. He's inside that police cruiser 201. As you guys can see, the traffic is blocked now here on this intersection. There is no traffic coming down from up there, from up the street. Lieutenant, what are the charges for Prince? Who is the captain in charge?
Walker.
Are you Captain McLaughlin? Are you, okay.
Apparently you need 20 cars.
You coming out?
Come out, yes.
Captain, I understand you have a job to do.
Yes, sir.
I understand that perfectly. Can you tell us why you took Prince
Because
Robinson?
he walked into oncoming traffic. His car is coming 70 miles an hour on the thruway. He put him and the rest of the crowd in danger. I can't have somebody getting hit on the thruway like that. It was an extremely dangerous situation. We did speak to him prior to the protests, tried to facilitate the protests safely. This was not safe.
So you had no idea that the protester would be coming on the thruway?
Correct.
And your concern was his safety?
The safety of his safety, yes.
And now what?
Now,
any charges? What?
Well, the charge, we're gonna bring him down to central booking. We're gonna process it now. The charge is going to be for blocking vehicular traffic. Cars were swerving out of the way.
Was he in the middle of the parkway or was he on the sidewalk?
No, he was in the middle of the parkway. That's why we had to get him out of the way, to get him out of harm's way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Back off right away.
So as you guys see, it was a momentarily stop. The protesters walked from McLean Avenue into the thruway. Prince tried to bring the people to the middle of the thruway, but YPD was here on the scene very quickly, asked him to leave a couple of times, and then he was taken in custody.
I don't think they're going back on the
You guys want to make a statement? Want to say anything?
Well, we can. Let's do it. Why not?
So I saw you up the street on McLean Avenue.
Yeah.
Spoke with Prince.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now what? Again, so this was his rally, right? And I don't know, or he brought us here together. Again, the police, I mean, they are what they are. You see, this is what happens. And this is kind of what we're talking about, is that if the idea is to keep all of us safe, he did move away when they said to move away, and we were willing to walk on the sidewalk, but they arrested him anyway. So this is kind of like what we're talking about in terms of a police force that's over-militarized, that actually is designed, it seems, to suppress people versus actually to help people, right? That's really most of what I can say with that, you know what I mean?
Now, do you feel that the police de-escalate the thing, or did the other way around?
Well, the other way around. They don't know how to de-escalate. I mean, again, you see they're armed to the teeth, they have all their police vehicles, and they have the threat of arrest with them. So there is no de-escalation with them. There is no talking, there is no community policing, there is no being with your people. It actually is, here is what we're saying, and you're going to do what we say, when we say so, how we say so. We say jump, how high. And that's what we think we're trying to, that's why we're talking about defunding the police. It's why we talk about reimagining what the police are. The police are, if they're supposed to be here serving people, then you could talk to people in different ways. You don't need to arrest people and drag them off, right? That is not what we're talking about. That's why we're talking about defunding the police. It's why the police need to be retrained, reprogrammed, and completely reoriented so they're in line with what's happening in the community. So the community here is the ones who are in charge of them. All of us are the ones who are who should be in charge of them, not the other way around.
But don't you feel that going into the thruway, it's a little bit dangerous, not just for the protesters,
Absolutely.
but also for the people that are on the road, because those cars are coming
Absolutely.
80 miles per hour.
Absolutely.
And I'm not taking sides, I'm just asking your opinion
Absolutely.
on both sides.
No, again, I mean, we were speaking about this earlier. Listen, personally, I would love to have 3,000 people and take this. Then you can maybe think about something like that. But we don't have the numbers for that today, which is okay. We can still have a different kind of protest, but you'd have to talk to the brother himself to think about why he decided to do that. This is not my rally. We came here to support, and so we were following his lead. And so I want to know. I would like to know his thinking behind doing that before I make any say so. Personally, I would not have done this. Try to take the digging with this many people, but I want to know what he has to think personally, and that before I could pass any kind of judgment. It most definitely is dangerous. Absolutely, but let's be very honest also, while it's dangerous, it's more dangerous what may happen to him right now. We have no idea what may happen to him now in police custody. Black Lives Matter in New York, you know, these police have certain targets against them, 100%, so I think he's less safe now than he was maybe marching down this digging.
Now I have to ask you a question that has nothing to do with today.
Okay.
Okay, since 3 weeks,
Yes.
since George Floyd was killed,
Yes, indeed.
we have seen many protests. We have seen police taking a knee.
Yes.
We have seen police embracing blacks and whites. We have seen police agreeing that change need to be made.
Yes.
But do you really think, what is your opinion? Are they being honest about the changes, or are they just saying this to appease the community and the protesters?
They're doing it to appease the community and the protesters. If they really were serious about making change, they would resign themselves and join the protesters. They would take off their badges, they would put down their guns, and they would resign and they would join the protesters, right? We've had many cops who have openly talked about the repressiveness of the police force themselves who've left. So for me, a cop kneeling is meaningless to me. A cop shaking hands of a community member is meaningless to me. You have to take down your guns, you have to take off your badges, and you must join the popular marches, and you must push for the defunding of the police. And maybe coming from within the police department, or someone who is an ex-police officer, that maybe might carry more weight in terms of buffering us, many of us who've been saying for the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years to defund the police. This is not a new argument, it's a very old one, right? So for me, cops taking knees, shaking hands, this is for photo ops, this is for them to show that apparently they care about the people and they care about folks. And yeah, I shot you yesterday, but I can take a knee today. That's ridiculous. I was in the Bronx protest a couple weeks ago where the police pulled a military maneuver on us and attacked us and arrested 250 peaceful, non-violent protesters as we were marching against gentrification, against police brutality, and against ICE raids that have been kidnapping people and tearing them away from their families. And they attacked us viciously. They beat, one of my friends had her shoulder busted up. Another friend had her head split open. Cop, you see him on the pictures on top of the vehicle, hammering away at people, and that's the real face of the police. That's their true face. Them taking knees or shaking hands is for photo ops, and it's for me, it's a nothing but a lie.
How do you see United States 20, 30 years from now?
Well, I think it depends on what the people want, and it depends on what the organizers are able to do, you know. And so I'm an optimist. I'm a constant optimist. And see, comrades here are moving right now.
Okay.
They're not going to be intimidated by this. Hopefully, we can go down to the Bronx. But for me, I think in 20, 30 years, I hope the police across the U.S. are demobilized. I hope they are defunded. I believe they will be. I believe they'll be replaced by community forces, by community accountable institutions. I hope also that, you know, the funding that goes to police departments will go to social workers, mental health counselors, will go to, different things that people in the community need that are not necessarily, more guns and more militarized equipment and these sorts of things. So that's what I see in 20, 30 years. I see the police being an old memory, and we'll have new institutions available across most of the country that actually will be serving the people and actually working with the people completely. That's what my thing is, my dream is the next 20, 30 years, and we're fighting for that, and we're going to build for that right now.
That's your vision.
Yes, indeed, it's my vision. Yes, that's exactly my vision. You know, we'll have our food gardens, we'll have our healthy food, we'll have healthcare systems that are working for people, not putting you in so much debt that you can't even afford to live after they do surgery on you. We'll have schools where cops are no longer in schools. We'll have schools with kids who are more in control of their own education, particularly Black, Latinx, and other students of color. They'll be able to learn more about their own histories and have a bigger sense of self. We'll have more money poured into youth programs, summer programs, after-school programs. This is our vision that we're fighting for. We are not just against the police. We are for social justice. We are for a better future for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you
Let's
very much,
run and catch up.
Yeah.
There is pockets of protesters everywhere. We have one here in Yonkers. Now they're going towards, on McLean Avenue, towards east. The intent is going to the Bronx.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.